witty. Real life. Real life.
Welcome to Underground Crypto Deep Dive Research Show. Got a great stream for you tonight. Thank you for being here. See you shortly. Welcome in. Thank you, Blues Guy, Copper Dude, Health Under, Melissa. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I was thinking about maybe hopping into what we were doing last night in the Discord after the stream. If you're going to be available, let me know. Shout out Mr. J coming on in. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. What's up, everybody? Thank you for being here at the Crypto Underground Deep Dive Show. Let me go ahead and turn this music down a little bit. We had it up when we were playing some slots at our favorite crypto place last night. I did get everything squared away. But first and foremost, welcome to the Underground Crypto Show. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Good to be back in the chat, says Real Mr. J. Thank you very much. And shout out to everybody who has been so supportive of the stream. You guys really are the real MVP, and you have no idea how much I appreciate you. I say it a lot, but I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. Let's talk about some crypto bubbles. Monad. Melissa is doing good on her Monad. I saw that in the Discord. Link to the Discord in the chat. It is pinned. It's also in the description if you need it there for some reason. Hop on into the Discord. TM Hustling is here. I love to see the same people showing up time after time. You guys are committed, and I am here to deliver some crypto IQ raising information for you guys. We're going to be talking about Monolithic versus Modular and the change that is happening in crypto right now. Monad is up 49.6% at the time of recording today in Crypto Bubbles. IP, aka Story, went from $2.37 to $3.20. It's up 20%. Caspa, glad to see Caspa moving up, even if it is probably down quite a bit. Let's go to the week. The week it went from about 3 cents, 0.036, like a mid 3 cents, all the way to 0.05, so 5 cents. Glad to see it. I have a small bag of that. Quant as well. I know somebody who has quite a bit of quant, so I'm glad to see that moving to the upside. Here at Underground Crypto, we want everybody to win. You know, there's no reason to hope somebody loses. People don't have to lose for you to win necessarily. In trading, that can be true. But at the end of the day, we got to hold it in our minds that we want everybody to win. Just good vibes, right? So we have SPX 6900. I know a lot of people very bullish on that coin. Athena up 9.1% from 25 cents to 28 cents, almost 29 cents. Let's move to the next set 100 here, 101 to 200. We have Fluid, which we went over not too long ago. Merlin chain is down a bit. Hate to see that. I don't really have any, but I am staking something over there, so it'd be nice if the chain did well. Plasma up 11.3%, 19 to 21 cents. Good to see some green, good to see some movement. Bitcoin, I wouldn't say it really pulled back that hard. It's mostly just been trading sideways, right? Let's see what's going on in the hour. We're going to have our same players here. AB up 2.2%. So in the hour, when things start to move, maybe it's going to continue to move a little bit. But again, overall, just glad to see some big green, especially from Monad that had launched. We found out yesterday that Clanker, a coin that has a really small max supply, 1 million max supply, that is very small. Bitcoin has 21 million, so it is much smaller, and it is somehow being pulled into the ecosystem of Monad. It is a launch pad for Monad coins. I don't think it's exclusive, but at least it has that aspect, that element going for it. We were at, 88,700 or something like that yesterday. Let's pull it up. Let's take a look at it just real quick here. What did it top out at the other day? So, we went the last 24 hours. So the high in the last 24 hours was 88,419. If you pull it on the 7-day, you could say it was $89,111. Right now we're sitting at, 87,896. You can see very sideways action there. Not a whole lot to write home about, but I'm glad that it is not crashing as always. Let me move this chat to where I can really see it here. That would be more helpful. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Melissa says she is up on Monad. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. TM wants to know if you're having a good day. Hope you all had an amazing day. The real Mr. J, he's starting his day, so we all got to wish him a good day as his day is starting. Mine is ending. It is 8:40 where I am in America. So Ethereum again pushing up against that $3,000 marker there. I would really love to see it regain that and hold it. $2,968 for Ethereum. XRP $2.20. BNB $856. Solana $139. Hasn't moved much since yesterday. Tron 27 cents. Dogecoin 15 cents. Cardano 42 cents. What else do we care about here? Hyperliquid, $34.31. Chainlink, $13. Zcash, $517. Getting a nice move back up. XLM, 25 cents. Monero, $389. HBAR, 14 cents. Avalanche, $14.22. And Sui, $8.55. World Liberty Finance coming in at 16.5 cents there. So that is kind of our price of what's going on right this moment. Let's go to what's trending, see if there's anything new. Rain was a big mover yesterday. It's still up 124% in the last 7 days. It is prediction markets like poly markets, stuff like that, where you can just make bets on all kinds of things. And Rain really looked like you could go in there and even create different types of bets to bet on. Cool Hand Luke in the chat. I hear QE is scheduled to start December 1st in the US. Makes me very bullish. Hey, if that's true, I absolutely agree with you. That is exactly what we need. Just a little side note, you know, this bull run was the first bull run we had in QT, quantitative tightening. Totally different environment compared to every other bull run before, right? So I think it had a lot to do. You don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but I think it had a lot to do with the lack of movement in your altcoins. Money wasn't cheap and easy to get, right? Especially for the big players. But I completely agree with you. Love to see that you're back on the stream, Cool Hand Luke. Thank you for being here. We have this Iris, I guess is what it is. We'll be taking a look at that here in just a moment. Then we have a lot of bigger coins that you definitely would know. SPX 900, maybe it's worth taking another look at that thing. Maybe most people don't know it. Let's look at our Fear and Greed Index. It has pulled down. We went as high as 20 yesterday, it looks like. The 7-day average is 15. And a month ago, I don't know if it's a monthly average or exactly a month ago, we were at 51. So you can see how much we kind of came down here. Crypto Maniac in the house. What's up? What's up? Thank you for being here. So we're chilling at 15. Not a whole lot to report. They do chart it out for you. Let's look at the monthly here. I do like that they chart out the Fear and Greed Index. A lot of us here are very used to looking at charts. So you can see it has been downtrending. This is pretty much news to nobody who's been here, especially on this stream in this community. Let's go take a look at what's trending over on Crypto Rank. I'm glad that Crypto Rank is working today. That is always nice. FET is trending. I love to see that. I hold a bag of FET, been holding it for a long time. Dogecoin, hearing the rumblings about Dogecoin ETFs and stuff like that. If ETFs really set off that early Bitcoin run, can ETFs do it for us again? And things like XRP, Dogecoin, stuff like that, Solana. I'm really hoping that that'll be the case. Haven't been here in a bit, just taking a little time off from crypto. I'm burnt out. Crypto Maniac, yeah, a lot of us feel that way. I'm glad you're here. Definitely encourage you to push through some of this price action. I don't know, Crypto Rank, how long have you been in crypto? Because that plays a big effect at how much it affects you when we go through these times. I pulled the percentage the other day from the top at 126,800 to the low at 79,760, or it's more like 80,437 actually, was a 36.27 or 36% drawdown, right? 40% pullbacks in the bull market are normal. It never feels normal. When you go through it, it doesn't feel normal. It feels like the sky is falling. But technically, technical analysis is your thing. It's not unheard of at all. Are we making a bear flag on the bigger charts? I don't know. That is yet to be seen. Are we getting the bounce? Is it turtle soup? Is it the money printer model? Well, we're going to have to wait and find out here. So while I was talking, I was just kind of scanning here. Monero, Bitcoin Cash, Pepe, Dogecoin, Tron, Canton Network, which we talked a lot about before. It's been getting a lot of hype. Looks like that thing is going to continue to do well. It's getting a lot of hype, but no idea. 3.1 billion in its market cap. Filecoin, glad to see that trending. I have some Filecoin myself. I'm always transparent about what I hold. Chronos, Virtual Protocol. I don't see any big things here that you wouldn't know anything about. Mantle staked ETH is just another financial platform on Ethereum that you stake ETH with. Tether Gold, Tether branching out into all kinds of other metals. I'm pretty sure they have a silver, they have a gold, they have another one for, lesser precious metals like copper and bronze and stuff. I don't know what all it entails. That would be interesting to look at. Render trending. And that is your top 20 searched in the last 7 days. Now let's look at the top 20 most visited coins in the last 7 days. You got Monad, Bitcoin, Starknet, Ethereum, Solana, Tensor we've talked quite a bit about, not to be confused with BitTensor, which is a huge AI project that we've gone over plenty of times. We even went and saw, that their projects are called subnets. We figured out how you buy them. We do quite a bit here on the channel, but that thing is up 300% right now. It's pretty cool. We have Rollups, which we went over yesterday, GAIB we've been going over quite a bit. This Iris, I'm going to go with Iris. We haven't gone over, so we will definitely be talking about that. We have Rhea Labs, which I don't know anything about. They have in parentheses there volts. I don't know anything about that. Build on Bitcoin, that's Bob. That's Bitcoin DeFi. ZK Sync, so a lot of players that you should be familiar with. SWI being visited a lot. People probably wondering if it's a good time to get into SWI. I'm already in it, so I'm all set there. But I hope to see it go back to the upside. Camsta in the chat. Cryptomaniac says, been like 5-6 years. It's just crypto every day for me. Okay, Cryptomaniac. Hence the name Cryptomaniac. And I'm with you. Not exactly sure how long I've been in crypto, but definitely since before the last bull run is when I got in. Shout out to anybody who's coming in. Welcome to the Crypto Underground Show. Smash that like button, subscribe, and join the Discord. We have a lot of fun over there. We'll be playing some slots, some GambleFi, if you will. That is a category in crypto, and we will be playing that at different points in the Discord. So if you want to watch, you would have to be in the Discord. I don't think we're doing it tonight. I think we're doing it Friday, right? In perfect time. GameFi Friday is a great time to do that. Maybe we'll do a little bit tonight. It just depends on if Blues Guy is available. Did we find the next Bitcoin? Is it Fartcoin? I don't know. Don't know about that. Blues, how did it end yesterday? Did you guys win? My phone died. So TM Hustling, I'll just go off on a side salad for just a second. Yesterday, the stream did get taken down for us playing some GambleFi over on stake.com. It was because somebody came into the show who was under 18, and technically they don't want people who are under 18 to do that. I did dispute it. I got the stream back, and they even put an 18 and up, limitation on my channel and my videos. I appealed that as well. We won that as well. So we're all good. We don't have any strikes at all. So when we know we're going to be playing those things, I have to go into the settings and make my stream 18 and up, so it doesn't show up to anybody who's not 18. But we had a lot of fun. We started at about $74. Right now it's chilling at $86. I think we were up to 110 at one point. Just the ebb and flow of playing the slots, right? But we're going to talk about this crypto right now. But we were playing with XRP, just so everybody knows. We were playing with XRP. There is a link to in the description for that if you want to do that yourself. So 53.8 million in market cap. And this is Iris. I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to say it, but it's chilling at about 2.5 cents, just ticked up to 0.027. It's up 23% in the last 7 days, about the exact same, 24.4% in the last 24 hours, but we really want to look at it on the max chart. So this thing came out today, and when something came out today or yesterday or soon, we really want to keep an eye on it. It's already at 53.8 million in market cap. We talked a lot about circulating supply yesterday so that everybody really understands it. It was fun to watch. Yeah, TM Hustling, I know you guys talked about being in the Discord. If you want to see that kind of thing, we'll be doing that in the Discord probably from now on, or I'll just make the stream 18 and up. I don't think we have many people here who are under 18, that's for sure. So we just always have to be mindful of that whenever we do it, but I think we can still do it. I don't have any strikes yet, so we'll play ball until we get a strike, and then I'll have to put a definitive line where we can't do it anymore. Anyways, let's go take a look at their website, and let's look at the categories. Basically just layer 1 and Binance Wallet IDO, and their Twitter as well. Let's see how much of attention they have. On my old pre-recorded videos that I used to do exclusively for the channel, we didn't do lives back then, I called it the Twitter smell test, and it was mostly for trying to see if they were buying followers with bots and stuff on small meme coins and really small coins. But even still, it is good to see how many followers. 276.4 thousand followers. It's pretty cool. That's a decent amount of attention, right? And then we look at the pin post for a ratio here. So 14 hours ago, they have a pin post, little cool looking video, and it has 143,000 impressions. So definitely really digging the artwork on it. That's pretty cool. That'll catch some attention. These videos seem to do really well. When you look at the pin post and you look at what the pin post is and how many impressions it has in ratio to, you know, how many followers they have, it's good when they're getting at least 50%. And this thing's only 14 hours old. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing is up like another 100,000 impressions, you know, by tomorrow or the next day. In a couple of days, I'm sure this thing will run. Will we look at it? I don't know. The high performance data chain, unifying storage and native smart contract execution. So we will kill that and we will go to the website. 3 trillion in data undiscovered until now. So this thing is all about data. Other data networks only store data. Iris does too, but faster, cheaper, and with a native execution layer that makes data programmable. Artwork is pretty cool. Data on Iris, I believe we might have looked at this before the token generation event, because this website feels really familiar. So, I thought that was a parentheses, can be embedded with instructions retrieved instantly and shared across applications, enabling developers to build on-chain services that leverage each other's data to unlock new value. Again, this thing is all about data. Can we call it DataFi? I don't know. All at a fraction of the cost of traditional solutions. This is crucial and very important to the infrastructure, right? DePIN, decentralized infrastructure. Might not be the most important thing to us all the time, right? Kind of froze up there for a minute. Might not be the most important thing to us as retail, but for the people who are building this, this is a big deal. If they can get it cheaper, they can lower their costs, they can spread out, they can do more with their money, goes farther. It's just like anything else in your life that is made cheaper. It matters. High performance and composable utility, programmable data, cost efficient, everything that you kind of want to hear, right? Again, they can put anything on a website. They don't ever even have to build anything technically to write all this stuff on a website. So be careful out there. Do your own research. We deep dive, but never is anything what I say financial advice or a call to buy anything, right? I'm not telling you to buy nothing. This is research. If you want technical analysis, highly encourage you to go check out the Crypto Lifer. He is the master, in my opinion. I don't know of anybody who's better than him. Crypto Face is definitely in that category with him, although I don't watch as much Crypto Face stuff as I wish I did, but Crypto Face is another awesome person in the space. So if you love technical analysis, definitely go follow those channels. Purpose built to scale without limits. We're going to go ahead and move on just because there's not a whole lot to report here, right? We saw how much attention they have. We talked about what the niche is, the category, it's data. I guess data would be the category, and you could even niche it down to say, you know, more cost efficient data is a big deal for infrastructure. And it looks like it's been as high as about 3 cents here. Down here it'll tell us the highs. Yeah, about 5 hours ago was its all-time high. Again, it came out today, so it was just a token generation from today. We'll see what tomorrow really holds here. Shout out to anybody who's jumping in. Welcome to Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. We're just kicking off and getting started. You really haven't missed a thing yet. And we have a really interesting topic for you today. Let me pull it up. There we go. The crypto industry is undergoing a fundamental shift from monolithic blockchain to modular blockchain architectures. Now, if you don't know what monolithic is and you don't know what modular is, well, then you're in the right place because we are going to raise that crypto IQ for you. See what's going on in the chat. This is the time whales like Crypto open their epic longs they hold for a year or more. I have noticed, never forget to buy the lows. There's a lot of things I could say about that. I don't know if I should. Not that it's like a secret, but I'll go ahead and say it. A lot of them open, and I'm not accusing Crypto. I don't know him at all. And I know Crypto Lifer doesn't do this for a fact, but a lot of them open a lot of different positions, and they show you the one that ran, right? They're making a lot of money. They can afford to lose some big plays, and they're going to make it all back with that one that really runs, but that's the one they'll show you, and they probably won't show you all the ones that they did and got stopped out on. So this stream is really starting to grow. Oh yeah, check it out. Tyler Hill, great TA also. Okay, I'm not familiar with that name. I would be glad to check it out. Easiest TA to follow is Crypto Lifer for sure. I have to heavily agree with that. I was a lifer long before I did these streams, so that is my community. You know, I am a lifer as well. Good evening, says Helen Treffry. Thank you for being here. That is my grandmother, always so supportive. XEL has been pumping for some reason. Hey, we could check that out, Camsta. And Bitcoin 3000, his name has changed. Now it says UG 3000, but I remember that name. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says hello, chat. Welcome him in for sure. And yeah, the excitement seems to be back. Look at how many people we have on the stream. It's been a little lackluster for a few days, but we just keep pushing here, right? We're not going to let that phase us. We're not going to let that stop us, or I'm not going to let that stop me, I guess is the right way to say it. But you guys are here too. I think we're missing El Cheeto. I always look forward to El Cheeto popping in. Wonder where he's at. Gratitude is in the heart, saying thank you truly. So thank you, Underground, for all your dedication and all beautiful people in the stream with a beautiful heart. Much appreciation. Blues Guy always reminding us to be appreciative. That is a huge deal to me. I love that he always comes in and says that. He is a true undergrounder, I guess. I haven't settled on what we're going to call ourselves, but it's going to be something like that. That's really smart, but what if they get stopped out on all of them? LOL, seems like the market is always making it so that hits to stop out. Well, they are using TA. You know, be fair, they're not just taking blind shots in the dark, most of them. They're using TA to pick the best times to go long, and they're just going to keep doing it until the market turns around. But they're not just opening a long every 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Because they have big positions. They're using TA to find key times, but if they think they found a key time to open a long position or a short position, a big position to show their community, they're going to do it a few times until they hit, basically. Yep. Hello, all. You will enjoy the information on the stream. It gets very deep. Yeah, we do. We've been talking about a lot of things lately, that it was sad that, viewership was down because of the market. It was kind of sad because we went over some great things. We'll have to pull them back. So just like you have this SPX 6900, you have this ETH 6900. I think it's just a play on the same thing. I'm sure it's a meme coin. It is a meme coin. Do you know your tokenomics? That is a very important part of your crypto IQ, in my opinion, when you're looking at stuff. These are all my opinions. November 19th, 2025, this ETH 6900 came out. Looks like it fell back down to where it started here, and it's starting to move again, but it did go as high as 11 cents, and it's still up 119% on the max chart. 36.2 million in its market cap, a billion tokens in both the max supply and the circulating supply. If you know why that's important, throw a 111 in the chat if you know your tokenomics, because it is very important. Glad to see everybody being so active in the chat. Let's keep that up, everybody. It does great for the channel. And smash the like button if you're just coming in. So ETH 6900 is no surprise that it has a ETH contract, right? That should not surprise anybody. Let's look at how much attention they are getting. This is a meme coin. Over on Twitter, it's kind of a good metric. Has like this really 90s vibe to it. I think that's kind of interesting. Only 312 followers, right? So I'm surprised they've gotten as far as they have. 2.1 thousand impressions from November 19th. But if you put into, reference the actual amount of followers they have, that's pretty good. I'm surprised that more people didn't follow them out of that 2.1 thousand people. Let's go to the website. The website does feel a little bit self-made. It's pretty funny. You can play, a couple of games here. You can play Mario Kart. You can play Pac-Man. Very old, simple games for them to embed. They do have a promotional video. It's rather really funny or it's really cringe. It kind of depends. It's definitely got that 90s vibe to it, right? Like that 90s Pokemon almost kind of vibe, anime vibe there. So it's pretty funny. Some people will really appreciate that. People tend to be older who are in crypto. They're not usually like, 14. They're usually like 25 to like 40 or maybe older. Yep, Melissa put a 111, said that she knows her tokenomics. That's really important. Get on the Discord, my buddy. We got a lot to talk about. Who in the chat is so grateful. Put a number. Yeah, I appreciate that. Definitely getting people talking. Thank you. You and Underground are the meat and potatoes of the stream. Love you both. Yeah, the people who have really been interacting and have been constant in viewership, it compounds. It pays off. We've talked. I know for a fact you guys have learned a lot here on the stream. So top gainers today, ETH 6900 being up 99.6%, but the top loser, and I hate to see it, is Merlin Chain. So Merlin Chain is down 38.4%. I mean, I don't hear a lot about Merlin Chain. It is like it's built on Bitcoin. So there's that. Bitcoin DeFi always seems to get projects come out and stuff goes on, but it's really hard to get those Bitcoin holders to pull that Bitcoin out and move it around as liquid. So we have Tommy, Wojak, Continuum. We have Raptmon and Mon. Raptmon is obviously going to be about the same price. I'm surprised to see a price difference there. Is that some arbitrage for you? You'd have to have a lot of money to make any money off of that difference. Is that INI? I almost wanted to say injective, but that is not what this is. So this thing's been around since July 4th, 2025. Melissa says, I have and I still keep learning because of you and everyone here. Thank you all. Hey, that's just us doing our job. I am glad to hear it. It's almost impossible for fear and greed to hold at 10 for long. Only way is up as I read it. Yeah, I mean, it's very true. Buying at those times, the Crypto Lifer has done a lot more back history on that and has a lot more time buying those lows, but that's when he likes to buy a lot of the time, and he's sorely or rarely ever sore about it, I'm sure. Thoughts on XRP, says Prathamasa? I'm not sure exactly how to say that, but thank you for being here. I'm not used to seeing that. I would love it if you hit that like button. My thoughts on XRP, before we get into this INI, I'll keep it simple. One, transparent. I hold a big bag of XRP. It's one of my biggest bags, but that's mostly because it pumped, right? So because it pumped, it rose above a lot of my other bags. It didn't start out as my biggest bag. But I like XRP for a lot of the things that ETFs and the recognition and the fact that a lot of people I know with big money, not people I know personally, I think people with big money will invest in it over, small meme coins and stuff. But it's kind of a wait and see. There's some rumors that, the whole thing was that they were going to take out Swift or whatever. And so it should come as no surprise that Swift said, we're going to make our own, blockchain and things to facilitate our transactions. Is that true? Are they bluffing? It is not uncommon for them to say the opposite of what they're doing. So we'll have to see over time if it gets the big adoption. There's a lot of noise around it, and you kind of have to unpack what is true and what is untrue. That's my thoughts on XRP, but I'm bullish on XRP. It's up for me. I bought most of it around like 20 to 50 cents. 62.7 million in market cap. It's got 6 billion max supply. This is INI. I don't really know anything about it. They give it a layer 1 category, so that's kind of important. And let's go to the website. So it says Web3 SaaS platform. So Initverse? Yeah, Initverse. Build and launch your dApps in just a few clicks. So this is very much about, lowering the barrier to entry to making your own dApps. And I'm not talking money as much as the know-how, the developer side. 10-minute from concept to deployment. 100% data ownership, $100 average cost. So that's pretty cool. If we wanted to launch something, maybe this would be a good place to do it. Create limitless possibilities. From concept to deployment, low code solutions, simplify front end and smart contract development. Make the process easy and customizable. Limitless features. So customizable front end page for contact calls, pluggable engine rule set, simplified asset insurance, ultra fast low cost project deployment. Says they have a secure asset management. So some cool things here if you were looking to do that, if you're looking to build something but you don't have a lot of know-how. XRP was too obvious. There was way more than just XRP. It's a whole combination of other assets that will make the whole new financial system working hand to hand with other great projects not spoken, says Blue Sky. That is Blue Sky's take on it. And I do tend to agree with you. We've talked about Flare a lot. Let's see if I can pull that up. Let's pull up these assets. So we have taken our XRP. We bought some Flare. We've staked. I only have $132 in here. I got to add not all of my XRP, but my XRP that I hold on Coinbase, I'm going to add to this. I've only earned 1 cent, but that's only because I haven't been staked very long, probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks or so. So this is kind of where you would go to buy some Flare, stake it, and then you get FXRP. You can wrap your XRP, and we are waiting for, in December, this Firelight to come out, and this Firelight will allow us to stake our XRP. So I always want to bring that up when we talk about XRP. XRP does open other possibilities for earning other than the price going up. So where are we at here? There we are. So we'll bounce back to that. So again, this thing is all about launching your own dApps, decentralized application, if you're not familiar with the language. Disclaimer, I have been all in on crypto since 2018. Bullish most of the time. Pinch of salt probably required. Yeah, we have not seen exactly what we wanted to see in altcoin season and stuff. But again, we've been in quantitative tightening the whole time as an economy here in America, especially. I'm talking about America. I should put that in, to perspective, because other people are from other places, right? So, but a lot of the money does flow in and out of America, so it is a big deal even for the global. So, Pratham says, true, the interconnectedness of blockchain will be beautiful. Money flows like liquid. Exactly. And that is the hope and dream of crypto in a financial, sense. A decentralized financial sense, I should say. Let's back up here. So what else do we have that looks interesting? DeepBook is a play on liquidity for the SWI network. I'm glad to see that thing recovering. I have a bag of that as well. Caspa, I said the same thing. Stable, we've looked at. Brett, we've looked at quite a bit. I own some Brett. And I'm not just trying to talk about things that I look at. I mean, that I own. IP Story is up 22.4%. I don't own any of that. Bullish Degen is a meme coin. It's up 31.9%. Binance Life, we saw that thing come out, like a month or maybe a little more than a month ago. And that is like a Chinese meme coin. It's centered around Binance. It's up 25.8%. And we will go look at our top gainers for Crypto Rank. We kind of use CoinGecko and Crypto Rank. We could use all of them, but we'd probably be here forever looking at the same things over and over. So I try not to do that. Let's go to gainers. If America is hurting you, better believe the rest of the world is also on the same page. Yeah, exactly. They tend to work in tandem. It is a big financial system. Here's some top gainers. BNB Holder looks like another rather Chinese or Japanese meme coin and stuff. We see quite a bit of those. 24 hours, it's up 481%. I don't even know how you would buy these, or I guess you'd have to be on BNB, right? Perpetual Protocol is up 81%. Meme Rush up 61.8%. It looks like a lot of attention and stuff is running back into meme coins. There will be big pops in the meme coins, but who's going to pop and when they're going to pop is, I guess, anybody's guess. There are so many meme coins, all of them are not going to go. Monad chilling at that 45.4% now. I don't see anything too interesting. A lot of times this stuff gets cluttered with a lot of meme coins and stuff that are not really worth our time. Hemi is a Bitcoin DeFi project. I did buy like $50 worth of Hemi. I don't know what it's doing right now. It's most likely down. Hana Network up 18%. I don't know what it's been doing lately, but we did talk about that. Astronova, we talked a lot. That's GameFi. Neon. Let's see if this is... I think this is the Neon. I hold quite a bit of this. I think it's one of the projects I'm probably down on the most, percentage-wise. Not that it's a big bag. Let's switch it to like the weekly. And you can see this thing at one point really went high to like $3.89. But that was in 2023. I think the real big pump that I was familiar with was right here when it ran up to like 8 cents. I swear it went to 11 cents, but it's always a little bit of discrepancy depending on what chart you're looking at, honestly. And I do hold a little bit of this, 16.6 million in market cap. Neon is a fully Ethereum compatible environment on Solana. And again, this is a good case for the stream. I bought this because somebody said that it was on one of those big, I think it was JP Morgan put out a call like that they were buying it or something like that, or maybe it was just speculation. I'm not sure. But anyways, I bought some and I didn't even know what it is. So that's a big part of this channel, is to try to get us to know what we're buying instead of buying it because influencers and people influenced us to buy it. So when the US does well, so do the other countries. It's a domino effect. Exactly, TM Hustling. That's kind of what I was getting at. What do you think of Pi Coin if you heard about it? I remember mining it in 2017, still a holder. Yeah, I'm getting a picture by the questions that you're asking, kind of where you're at in crypto. Pi Network is interesting. I don't really have a stake in it because I didn't mine it, although I did know about it kind of early on. Maybe not as early as some people, but I didn't really mine it. I didn't bother with it. It seems to me like the obvious is that it's going to make a rush to the bottom, because if a lot of those people got those coins for free and the price goes up and they've been holding it, they're probably all going to sell off, and it's going to be a rush to the bottom. The people who sell early will be the ones who really make the money, and then everybody else will be rather holding or selling for less than what they thought they were going to get, right? So I don't really have a lot of thoughts on it. I don't know how sustainable Pi Network can really be in the long term, but I also don't know everything that they're doing. I don't know how much they've been innovating. They have to innovate to stay relevant, right? Blue, I would say most of the world, just because of the fact that most foreigners always send money out. Love the blue shirt. You know me, everything blue. Yeah, this is actually my favorite shirt to stream in. So had to throw that on tonight, and we're having a great stream, so maybe it's my lucky shirt. I can rock with Canada for sure. One of the best old school fighters is from Canada. GSP George St. Pierre from the UFC is from Canada. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I've watched quite a bit of UFC. I don't really watch and keep up with any of it as much anymore. So let's go ahead and hop into the topic of the night as we're running close to being an hour in. Said why this topic matters, right? So the crypto industry is undergoing a fundamental shift from monolithic chains to modular blockchain architecture. You'll have to follow with us. I'll try to explain. We have been talking a lot about monolithic and even more so about modular blockchains. So what does that mean? If they don't really spell it out, I guess that I will try to fill in the gaps. So Blues Guy says GSP is a legend. Bro, there's nothing good nor healthy coming out of Canada right now. Hey, that's straight from somebody who is in Canada. Underground Crypto, when you top 1K watching views, I will take some profits. That's pretty funny, Cool Hand Luke. Hey, maybe that'll be a top indicator. Either way, I'll take it, right? Because we are still working on being monetized here. I'm not getting paid handsomely for doing this. I do this because I love crypto and because it holds me accountable to do deep dive research, right? When I was doing deep dive research by myself, I didn't have anybody to share anything with. And I think all of us know that if you try to talk to people in your day-to-day life, they just don't know anything about it. They don't have any interest. Most of the time they are running for the hills from the conversation. So I wanted to create a space where we can all come together. Also, we don't all have time to research every niche and everything that's going on, all the airdrops, stuff like that. So if we can come together, I mean, look at how much Blues Guy has shown me about Flare Network and how it all works and how to stake and stuff. I would have never done that if Blues Guy wasn't here and I didn't have this channel. I would have never done that. And that's just a small example of how we all bring something to the table. Everybody can pick something that they like, hit that Discord, put it in the chat here, and really we all raise our crypto IQ together. And I'm just going to say two more things before we get into the topic of the day. You know, I'm not here to be the most smartest guy in the room. I'm more than glad to hear what other people are into. So many people have brought really awesome topics and things that they want to talk about into the discussion here on this channel, and that is exactly what I want. All right, so this shift rewrites how scalability works, how blockspace, which was a topic we went over, and we went over blockspace markets as well, how blockspace is sold, how security is pooled, and how applications choose to settle, aka finality. And what do we got going on here in the chat? Said blue is the ocean above and below. I love blue. Yeah, blue definitely is all over the place. I speak like him, says Blues Guy. Blue, what about the show Rust Valley Restores? I'm not sure what they're talking about. TM, I don't watch TV. Blue is a boss. People think I'm crazy when I talk about crypto in my day-to-day. Exactly. Lifer says this all the time. Everybody says that you're crazy and you're going to lose all your money and you don't know what you're doing, especially if they're like TradFi. I remember I used to be in like a business marketing kind of group, and we had some guys in there who were traditional finance people, and the people who are financial advisors, right? And they always thought I was crazy for everything I said about crypto. They really put it down. I bet a lot of those people are turning a new leaf as we move forward. They're going to be kind of forced to, right? It's going to come into their day-to-day life. And let's see. So I understand what you're saying. That's why I make underground part of my day as much as possible. Hey, then I'm doing my job and really trying to build. That just is a testament that I'm building what I was set out to do. So monolithic chains try to do everything in one place, right? Execution, consensus, settlements, and data availability. So this is the big takeaway of a monolithic chain. Everything takes place on the same place, where modular chains break these up into specialized layers. So they're still technically all part of one chain, but it's like parallel chains built up inside of a bigger chain, right? They make up a bigger chain altogether, but when you really zoom in, you'll have like one chain that handles gas fees, one chain that's handling specific types of data, and I guess you really could modular it down as much as you want. Like you could make, fees from one place run on one chain, and like just depends on how big. But what the whole point of it is, it cuts down congestion. On Ethereum, everybody complains about the cost a lot of the time of transaction. Well, it's congestion on the chain, because Ethereum is a monolithic chain until they do other things that really causes the price to go up for your fees. And so modular chains are kind of the answer to this. So understanding why this shift is happening is crucial to understanding the future of crypto infrastructure, investment flows, and developer behavior. Tonight's topic, raising crypto IQ by explaining the deeper economic and architectural forces that make modularity inevitable. What a monolithic chain actually is. So we're going to break down really what, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I don't know how Solana, I don't think Solana has that much modularity going on, but maybe they do because they came out much later. But most of the things that you're familiar with at the top are monolithic chains, and they can integrate stuff. They can change, right? They will probably have to change at some point. Melissa says, I don't talk crypto at my work, and those that I know who have crypto don't either. I work around a lot of negative people, not good. Unfortunately, that is the environment in a lot of workplaces. Most people don't want to be there, so that causes them to be pretty negative. But I can see that you're rising above that and not letting that sway you from your conviction in crypto. I think that's really awesome. I know I try to stay away or not talk to them. Yeah, you gotta protect your space, right? Campsta says, soul longing right now. Just figured out you can guess where it's going by checking the long time frame trends. LOL, what a dummy I was. That's hilarious. Hey, you're learning. Don't call yourself a dummy. You got to talk positive. Well, you're just learning. Everybody, Jim Rohn is an awesome person to listen to on YouTube. If you need somebody to really kind of lift you up and fill your head with a lot of solid growth, right? I only talk positive, like-minded. You have to. Yep, exactly. And TM Hustling says, I stay in my own bubble. Jim Rohn says it a lot. Like when you're building and you're going after something, it's good to kind of not talk about it, right? And I think that the reason is when you don't talk about it, you keep grinding and you keep going for that success. What do a lot of people want in success? A lot of times what people want in success is other people to acknowledge them, to praise them, right? And sometimes when you talk about it, before you ever make anything about it, people will praise you for just talking about it, and that will feel good, and it'll lower your drive to actually go and get it. So you kind of get the praise, which is maybe what you were after. You got to really set your sights on why you're doing something. The why behind what you're doing is so important, and when that why is just people to pat you on the back, you talk about it, they pat you on the back, and your drive to actually do anything goes right out the window. So what a monolithic chain actually is, a monolithic blockchain does everything in a single system: execution, consensus, settlement, data availability. We've had streams on data availability. It is pretty important to understand. Running transactions is execution. Agreeing on the order is consensus. Settlement is finality, the results, the transaction, all getting all the way to the finish line and being done. Data availability is all about storing proofs of everything. So the proof of the transaction that it's legitimate, that it actually was validated, is data availability. Examples of monolithic chains are Bitcoin. Solana, though it is increasingly hybrid, they're changing near pre-sharding model. So before they switch to this pre-sharding, before they switched to sharding as a model, they were considered a monolithic chain. Algorand is. Avalanche C chain is also monolithic. Everything bundles together and creates tight coupling, single throughput bottleneck, so it's bottlenecking as they try to validate all the transaction, vertical scaling pressure, and limited flexibility for specialized workloads. The advantage, though, is simple architecture, unified state, think of state like memory or storage is a better way to put it, and strong consistency. So there is some advantages there. The limitation, scalability, hits a hard ceiling. So that's what really stops a lot of it from moving forward and getting bigger, is scalability. And you hear about scalability in business. Scalability is very important. All right, what's going on? All right. Nothing that I feel like I need to say. Demanded for, okay, why monolithic chains are hitting their limits? Well, we kind of just went over that. Scalability. Demand for blockchain block space has grown faster than monolithic design can handle. Key bottlenecks include, so block space is the room inside a block. So a block is how, it's almost to explain what blockchain technology is in a nutshell, but all the information is put into blocks. Those blocks are approved and passed. Therefore, once the block is approved and passed, all of the transactions inside the block, because many transactions will fit inside a block, are then approved and updated to the ledger. Blockchain technology is very much a ledger technology, right? Decentralized ledger technology. Think of like a bank has a ledger of all the transactions that happen. They need to look back and be able to prove that a transaction was legitimate. And that's kind of the same idea here for blockchain technology. And the space inside the block is where all of the transactions and things go. Anything from you moving money around, placing, orders on, say, a decentralized exchange, to the gas fees that are necessary to pay, that all falls into that block space. So we're talking about bottlenecks here. So you have execution bottlenecks, which are all transactions compete for the same space and the same CPU resources. So this is where also resources very much come into this. Consensus bottleneck, more validators slow down agreements. So the validation slows down heavily as congestion comes into the blockchain. Data availability bottleneck, storing full data on every validator becomes costly. So we've looked at some different things and different technologies that are emerging, but data availability is very much about storage. It is literally all the data for the whole blockchain. So traditionally, all that data is stored on all the validators' devices. So it becomes costly for storage. It requires a lot of resources because the validator has to be able to hold the full measure of everything that's gone on. That's why proofs and ZK proofs and Stark and stuff like that have a lot going on there, because they lighten the load of how much storage you actually have to have. State growth. State is again like storage. Monolithic chains suffer from state bloat. Nodes must store everything forever. So if you run and operate a node, you have to have the capability of storing the entire life of the entire blockchain on your device. And that grows. It's growing constantly, which may require you to have more and more resources, to have bigger ability to store. Every blockchain a little bit different, but that is a huge problem that they are solving with innovation. What do we got going on here? All right. So throughput limits. Scaling monolithic systems often lead to bigger hardware requirements, what we were just talking about, higher costs, and centralization pressure. As demand grows for monolithic chains face a physics problem. Blockchain can't scale infinitely in one piece. So modular approaches breaking down blockchains into parts. So we just kind of discussed what the issue is with monolithic blockchains, what monolithic blockchains are, what that means. And now we're going to move into modular and what modular means and why it's important to solve the issues that are plaguing monolithic blockchains like Ethereum, like Bitcoin. Modular chains separate roles into layers, right? So think of multiple blockchains running parallel to each other all the time that are going to make what all together they make up one blockchain. So you have an execution layer, right? Handles transaction logic. Settlement layers, validator, fraud proof, or ZK proofs. Consensus layers maintain validator sets plus ordering, which ordering and validating is a lot to do with MEV. MEV is maximal extractable value. It is very important. It could be a little scary, but it's also what brings a lot of innovation to the space. If you've missed a lot of these topics, if you don't know what ZK proofs are, if you don't know what MEV is, if you don't know what rollups are and stuff like that, you can find that we have videos, we have live streams where we went over all of those things. You just click on them and skip into about an hour or so into the video, and you'll get right to the meat of the conversation. Again, with data availability, we have a whole stream on data availability. We will cover these topics again, as there are only so many topics in crypto, but they will be more spread out. Data availability layers store and broadcast transaction data. Each component becomes optimized for its job. This is where a lot of the magic happens, is that things can be so specialized and so optimized for what they're doing that they become very efficient. This modular architecture resembles cloud computing, microservices, and layered internet protocols, but again, all of these things are mostly centralized. So how do you make it happen in a decentralized setting? It is superior scaling model because it distributes the load across specialized layers rather than forcing a single chain to fulfill all responsibilities. Modularity solves monolithic limitations, so then we can grow and we can get bigger. Cool Hand Luke said, is the bottom in? Well, we'll go ahead and make that poll for you since you said that, and I appreciate you being here. We want to do the utmost for those who are in our community. Let's open a poll and see what everybody thinks here. Is the bottom in for crypto? Double check that I spelled everything right. All right, we're starting that poll. Please take part in the poll. I would greatly appreciate it. For Cool Hand Luke, we want to find out what everybody is thinking. And I'm going to even vote in this one. And I'm going to say yes. I think that it is. Now I need this poll to get out of my way so I can read the chat. I just let my wife in the bubble. That's hilarious, TM Huffley. Well, yeah, you got to let your wife in the bubble, right? So he is the king of charts in life. Cool Hand Crypto Wifer is a great guy to follow. Yeah, and most of us are in the Crypto Wifer live stream in the morning. He's usually on 10:15 New York time, so make that relevant to wherever you are. Modularity solves monolithic limitations. But before we get into that, let's just segue into something else for a minute, just to give everybody a moment to rest their brain. What do you guys think of this topic? Let me know. What do you guys think of the topic that we just went over? Is this helpful to you? Is it give me an understanding. Is that above your head? Is there a lot of the stuff that you don't really understand? Is there parts of it that make sense to you? Is the whole thing absolutely not making sense to you? Let me know. I do got to run and take a leak real quick. I've been trying to put it off, but it happens sometimes during the stream. Been chugging too much water and coffee today. I'll be right back. But in the chat, let me know what you think of the topic. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. All right, always try to avoid that, but it happens. Too much coffee. And so let's see what everybody is saying here about the topic. Also, I had the thought just a second ago. It's going to be really interesting to see how engagement is over all of these holidays, right? We got Thanksgiving, and then we'll be into Christmas. Is it going to be bullish? Is it going to be a lot of fun? Or is there going to be crickets? We're going to find out. I think 80% chance the bottom is in, not financial advice. Absolutely. There are many kingdoms with many kings. Oh, he's the king of chart. Yeah, there you go. Coffee is good. Absolutely. The market will have a healthy bounce back up before it goes lower. Also not financial advice. Yeah, everybody's got an opinion there. Does saying not financial advice change anything, says Blues Guy? I'm not sure, but I've been told that we have to say that. So thanks, guys. I will take a look. It's always good to know about new coins. You never know what will be the next Bitcoin. Yeah, you never know. I know a lot of people right now are feeling like Zcash is going to do Bitcoin numbers. If it does, I'll be sad because I don't own any of it, right? All right, let's hop back into what we were doing. Modular is better in my, I think he meant opinion, compared to Monolithic because it's faster, flexible, scalable, and can adapt without breaking the whole system. Pratham, are you new here? If it is, let me know if this is your first time on the stream. I'm glad that you are listening because it seems like you're paying attention. Your chat there is very relevant, and I love to see that. I love to see people kind of picking up what I'm putting down here. Yes, because then no one can point a finger at you. Hey, there you go, Melissa. You nailed it. So massive scalability through parallel rollups. So we have rollups, optimistic rollups, zero knowledge, which is what ZK stands for, ZK rollups. You also have ZK proofs. Each rollup becomes its own execution environment. Multiple rollups, parallel throughput, independent innovation. Rollups can upgrade execution without touching the base layer. Customization, different apps can choose different proving systems, different data layers, different settlement rules, and different fee models, right? Because like for say fees, like say there's fees on a blockchain. One model might work really well for it, but that model might not work really well for data availability. So they can have different setups that optimize to what you're doing. I think that's really important to point out here. Security is pooled rather than siloed meaning isolated. And let's see what Pratham says here. Yes, I'm new, 21 years old, trying to learn more about blockchain. Started in 2017, still learning. Hey, well, I think you're in a really good place. Obviously, I'm biased because this is my show, and that's what you just said is exactly what I'm trying to do, raise people's crypto IQ. A lot of times we buy stuff, and we find out later what the heck it actually is, and then we're not sure if we made a good decision or not. I'm glad to hear that you're young and trying to learn more about crypto. I think that'll serve you well in the future, but that's just my opinion. And we do get into a lot of technical stuff. I built this channel so far because this information, I couldn't find any channels that really covered it. A lot of channels like to cater to the brand new beginner, right? So they never really get into anything overly technical, at least my experience. Maybe there's a channel out there that does, but I couldn't find them. And when I couldn't find them, I decided then I guess I have to do it, right? And then lower hardware requirements here. Execution nodes no longer need to store the full chain. This is a big thing about modularity and proofs, right? Is that if every validator doesn't have to store the entire history of the chain, well, that makes the cost for storage go down dramatically, which means scalability goes up. Modularity decouples scaling from security, which is also a big thing to point out. It says, Pratt, you at the right place, young man. Yeah, definitely join that Discord. I'd love to see you in there. I'd love to hear how you got into crypto and also what you're interested in crypto. Like, what do you hold in? What are the topics and things that are important to you, right? Okay, start with the title. Why modularity is winning in today's markets. Well, we pretty much know why it's winning. It's because it's much more efficient and better optimized to handle scalability. And if we want everybody to come into crypto and use crypto, well, then it's got to be efficient enough for everybody. So multiple major forces are driving modularity forward. The rise of rollups, Ethereum roadmaps, the rollup-centric future makes modularity default. Specialized data availability layers, and we've talked a lot about data availability, but we will continue to talk about it. Celestia, EGNDA, which is data availability, near data availability, and AVIL, all built for data availability at scale. Data availability is a whole money-making market. You have to understand that. Shared sequencers is another way of going about it. Espresso, Astria, Radius, enabling atomic cross-chain rollup execution. Atomic meaning cross-chain, the chains, you have one chain here, you have one chain here, and they can talk to each other, right? They have rather a native language that they share, or they have something in the middle that is converting so that they can speak to each other, and that is what atomic means. When we talk about the difference between an atomic swap and a bridge is between two things that don't talk to each other natively. The language programming natives are not native to each other, and so you need a third party to facilitate the bridge, the moving of money from one place to another, assets to one place to another. Most of I don't want to call them hacks. Most of the money that's been lost in crypto has been in bridges. So atomic swaps are much more optimal. If it's available, they're not always available. App chain customization. Apps want custom gas fees, custom virtual machine logic, sovereignty, specialized throughput, and interoperability baked in. Interoperability just means the ability to talk to each other, right? It just means interoperable, meaning interconnected. On-chain gaming demands. Well, if you're new here at Underground Crypto, maybe you don't know, but we are very into on-chain gaming. Friday, we will be doing on-chain gaming. We have all kinds of things like Darkstar. We are farming some airdrops from Maddle here. There's a new game that's come out. We have Panzer Dogs, which I guess I'm on this stream. Let's go ahead and refresh that. Gala Games has games. There's games all over the place. We're trying to figure out which ones we can earn the most from. So every Friday we do gaming. We still raise your crypto IQ, but about gaming. GameFi 2.0 is what I've been mostly going over. And so this is a topic that matters to us here at Underground Crypto, at least to me. And we all want play to earn gaming. How great it will be when they solve the model and you can earn. You have play to earn gaming, you have play to own gaming, you have different ideas for how to go about it. Cool Hand Luke says, loving the sick beat. That's awesome. I have no idea what beat is going on because I can't hear it. We are all still learning. We never stop learning. Exactly, Melissa. That is kind of the key to life, in my opinion, is you can never say you know enough. When you say you know enough, you really start to phase out irrelevancy, I feel like. That's my opinion. Games need high throughput, low latency, custom logic, and stable economies. If you wonder why there's not more AAA level games in crypto, this is why. High throughput, difficult. Low latency, difficult. Custom logic and stable economies is very difficult in crypto right now. And modularity seeks to really see they can't rely on monolithic bottlenecks. Exactly. And that makes it difficult. So with modularity will come better gaming. Maybe a big part of that can help with the stableness of play to earn gaming, because they won't have to deal with the bottlenecks and things not working well. People who play games do not like the lag. They do not like when things don't load. It does not make them happy. Chili's coin gamifies fan interaction using blockchain. Yep, I'm familiar with that. I do own a tiny bit of it somewhere, although it came out and there was a lot of fuss about it. And haven't heard a lot, although apparently they do have sponsorships and their logo out there in soccer games and stuff like that. I don't know if they're continuing those campaigns, but they were doing that for a while. So AI plus compute means computation, networks. AI workloads require off-chain computation, on-chain verification, and modular execution. Monolithic chains are not built for this. So the takeaway here is monolithic chains are not very good for DeFi gaming. Monolithic chains are adapting or evolving, which you're going to see, because if they don't, then other things are just going to come in and take over the market share. People are not married, I don't think, to Ethereum and stuff, in the idea that if something works better, or if something works more efficiently and they get more bang for their buck, well, then I think that's where that's where people are going to build. That's what people are going to do. So just like any technology space, blockchain is always moving very quickly to problem solve and innovate. And people are going to move where the innovation is the most cutting edge, because it gives them more bang for their buck. Even chains that position themselves as monolithic are moving towards modular designs. And this is where we're talking about Solana hybridization, Fire Dancer for scaling. Solana just recently did a very big update where their throughput and their ability to process went way up, and it's probably because of this right here, Fire Dancer. I can't say I'm an expert on it because I haven't really studied Fire Dancer, but this is the reason why they were able to increase their throughput. So ZK compression, ZK stands for zero knowledge. It is an ability to validate stuff without having any knowledge about what it is. So what does that give you? Well, ZK, zero knowledge proofs, rollups, different things allow there to be privacy. It's still solid security in the transaction. External execution via game subnets. Is anybody overwhelmed yet? I hope I'm not overwhelming you with this information. Whenever we get into the thick of this, it's always so funny. I see the viewership drop out. I don't know if it's for how long we've been going, or some people they're not ready to hear this stuff. Hopefully they're going to come around in time, but if you're still here learning, then you are doing what a lot of people are not willing to do. The poll is savage, fear is strong in the chat. I haven't actually looked at it. Let's take a look at it. No, 67%. Well, it is what it is, and markets are emotional. So if they've got everybody feeling like it isn't the bottom, but then it's a good chance that it is, right? That is a lot of times how it goes, because people are going to position themselves as if it's not the bottom, and that's when they're going to turn it around. That is my personal opinion, not financial advice. So we're talking about monolithic chains moving or adapting to modularity. Near, modular data availability provider. Near is becoming a top data availability layer for rollups. So they're excelling in data availability, which is storage. Avalanche subnet model, there's more to it, but in a nutshell, think storage. Subnet models, right? So Avalanche subnet models. The only other place where I really hear subnet a lot would be BitTensor, which is all about AI. Not to be confused with this newer project that's just called Tensor, right? App-specific subnets equal modular architecture. So subnets themselves are a modular idea. Cosmos, shared security and rollup. So Cosmos uses mesh security and rollups, turning it modular. Bitcoin layer 2 explosion, right? Lightning, virtual machine. So Bitcoin virtual machine rollups, ZK verification and DLCs. Even monolithic ecosystems evolve towards modularity because modularity scales better. Why modularity changes the block space market? I didn't hear anybody saying if they're overwhelmed or not, but I do see the viewership drop down to 8. So shout out to anybody who's still here. I can never trust the number because then it'll just jump like way back up. I don't know if it's true or not, or if that is just YouTube not processing data fast enough. Why modularity changes the blockchain space. Or the block space market, sorry. Monolithic chains sell blockchain as a single product. So blockchain space, we did a stream last week called block space markets. Block space itself, the space inside a block, is a market. And we explained in great detail in that stream what that means. So hopefully somebody who really cares will go back and see. Otherwise, we'll talk about it more and more. Modular chains create multi-layer block space markets. So roll-up block space, settlement block space, data availability block space, sequencing block space, and proving block space. This fragmentation leads to dynamic pricing, specialized supply, deep liquidity markets, and new value capture mechanisms. The block space market becomes similar to cloud computation markets. Everything is a lot of times a market. It's a lot about money and liquidity. A lot of people who are new in crypto don't spend a lot of time to think about crypto infrastructure, and without it, the other things that they love so much are not going to work well, right? So infrastructure is kind of key. Kempsta says he's still here. Well, I'm glad to hear that. users eventually won't know or care what chain they're on. So this is where we start talking about abstraction. So modularity brings in abstraction. This is not really in our module here. That's funny, to modularity, module, whatever. But abstraction is all about hiding the complexity of blockchain, because it can be complex. If you've ever had to move money from one chain to another and stuff, the experience of that can be a little nerve-wracking. You might have sweat pretty hard while you were waiting for your money to move from Coinbase to an exchange or something like that, wondering if you did it right. Well, abstraction is a big topic. Abstraction and what we call the intent layer, but we'll leave that for another moment, right? Abstraction is how do we take all the complexities in crypto, make it so it works well in the back end, but the user doesn't really have to participate in the complexity. They just get the great experience of using it, very much like the internet is nowadays. It moves very smoothly most of the time, as long as you have good connection, and you don't really have to understand all the complexities behind how it works. Well, we need to bring that same idea into crypto, because if we bring that same idea into crypto, then people who don't really care to know all the stuff that we're talking about right now, people who don't care to have a crypto IQ, well, they can just hop on an app and they can just use it, and they can send money here and there to and fro, and it'll just work as intended, where they don't really have to know much about it. It will bring more users into crypto, right? And because of that, it'll make the whole blockchain connected, all the different chains, and we will be able to use the best parts of every blockchain together like it's one big blockchain. And when that happens, users won't even really know what chain they're using. So modularity leads to chain abstraction. I did not know that I was going to say that. Intent driven, so intention. Anoma is a project that I even did a pre-recorded video on, and we did a whole deep dive on. But Anoma was where I first started seeing a lot of the talk around intention layer. Now, will Anoma be the project to deliver? I don't know. They seem like they're still building. I checked their Twitter a couple of times a week, and it seems like they're putting things out. They just put something out that they call the ARM, which is very focused on Ethereum. But intent is kind of like a ChatGPT idea of crypto altogether, meaning I can just tell the AI or the algorithm or the project, what I want it to do, and no matter how many steps are involved in doing it, it'll just do it for us, right? And we don't have to really worry about how it happens. UX also kind of stands for, user experience. So modularity will lead to instant bridging. Unified liquidity. Another thing about modularity that's really important, it has a lot, all these things go right together. Abstraction, intent, unified liquidity. So liquidity won't be so isolated in different places on different chains. It'll bring it all together so that it can work more seamlessly cross-chain execution, right? Things will be able to execute across chain. If you've ever had slippage and stuff like that in your swaps and transactions, a lot of that has to do with liquidity not being interconnected across different chains. So instead of picking chains, instead of picking chains, users describe what they want, and the modular system routes it optimally. Really shadowing exactly what I just said there. All right, let's see what's going on in this chat. Cool Hand Luke said, it is overwhelming for the majority, me included, but I will take a little at a time. I assume he means overwhelming the way that the market is. Very true. Melissa says, I'm still here, not going anywhere. I appreciate that for everybody who's still here. Mr. J said, fear is a good time to buy. I see a healthy bounce for a bit. At worst, maybe sideways chop for a bit. Then it dips again. Bots doing wonders for me, not financial advice. That is Mr. J's opinion. Mr. J, do you have the bot that Sam always talks about that he uses? Is that the bot that you're using, or do you use a different bot? Risks and criticisms of modularity. Okay, so with anything comes, pros and cons. So they're going to really break down some of the pros and cons of modularity here, right? Modularity comes with trade-offs. So for one, it is more complex. It has more moving parts and more surface area is one way to say it. So with there being more, parallel running chains inside one bigger chain, if things get broken and things don't work, well, it might take them a little more time to figure it out in the code and how to put it back together again. That's kind of a part of innovation, right? Fragmented liquidity, rollups initially split liquidity unless it's unified. So that is one thing to think about. Shared sequencer, MEV risk, maximal extractable value is what MEV is. We talked a lot about it. I'm not going to go into great detail here, but we will do that stream again. Blues Guy says chat's on fire. Absolutely. Hit that like gently. Hit it like he wants you to hit it gently because you're going to need to use it again, right? Sequencers become powerful coordination points. Verification layer load. Settlement layer handles increased proof pressure, but benefits outweigh the risk. And every year, modular tech improves. So it's just going to get better and better. So the end game, right? And it didn't really see a lot of big risk here. Mostly the complexity. If something gets broken, you're going to need people who understand it in order to put it back together again. What's the end game for a modular world? Well, the future of crypto likely looks like this. Modular layer 1s providing security, data availability layers providing the data throughput, rollups providing executions, shared sequencers providing atomicity. I think I might have finally figured out how to say that word, atomicity. I could not say it the other day to save my life. But atomicity is, like I just said, being able to communicate in some kind of native language or some kind of mechanism that's pre-built in for chains to speak to each other in a native way. Chain abstraction, hiding all the complexity, AI agents operating across chain, and unified liquidity markets. Crypto becomes composable. There's a word that you probably should make sure that you know for your crypto IQ. Crypto becomes composable network for specialized layer, not monolithic silos. Again, silos really mean isolated places. This is why a modular era is not just coming, it's inevitable because it's structurally superior. And then they want to talk about why it raises your crypto IQ. I think you can infer why this might raise your crypto IQ, but understanding modularity means the economics of blockspace, the architecture of rollups, the long-term roadmap of crypto, where developers are going, where value will accrue, and why certain ecosystems will dominate. And then they can't not help themselves on ChatGPT to basically make everything about the stream. All right. Please give me the most relevant news going on in the last couple of days for crypto with a heavy importance on today. Blues Guy, you're hilarious. I am your father. An act of kindness a day keeps the darkness away. Hey, I like that. I like that. IG at UG. I like that. Blues Guy, and it's true. All right, let's see what they tell us about what's going on for news today. XRP surges 7%, strongest breakout in weeks as Ripple-linked ETFs go live. I'm really hoping that the ETFs are going to bring things back. And here's another thought. If ETFs were going live, maybe that's why they pulled the XRP price down a bit, because people really wanted to get in, right? So strategy and its BTC... Treasury faces turning point amid market uncertainty. Everybody is saying that markets Sailor is going. I don't know why I wanted to call him Market Sailor. That's weird. Why that Sailor is going to have issues if Bitcoin keeps going down. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. Continues recovery. Bitcoin does. Let's go here. So of course ETFs, XRP is going back up. XRP pushes past key resistant levels as new ETF ties to Grayscale Investments and Franklin Templeton launch on the NYSE ARCA. Technical indicators suggest a breakout is meaningful. XRP is testing a descending channel which could signal more upside if confirmed. Why it matters for my channel, I don't really need to go into that. I don't know why they have to do that about everything. Metaplanet Japan takes $130 million loan to buy more BTC despite massive loss. So whoever the bigger players here, they must believe that it's going to go up, right? And who knows what, are they playing a 10-year game, 50-year game, 5-year game? I don't know. So Metaplanet is Japanese largest corporate Bitcoin holder. I guess maybe they're like the market, Michael. That's why I keep wanting to say it. Michael Saylor of Japan. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going for. They filed a new $130 million loan to buy more BTC. even though they already sit on somewhere between 635 to 643 million unrealized losses. Oof, maybe they didn't buy at the best time. BTC recovery is probably not worth going over. Regulatory and institutional developments in Australia, US, and state level in the US. So KuCoin, a crypto exchange formally registered under Australia as a digital currency exchange, strengthens its compliance profile in a strict regulatory jurisdiction. The U.S. state level moves. Texas invests $5 million in Bitcoin ETF as part of budding state crypto reserves. $5 million doesn't seem like a lot of money for Texas. I'm not sure if that really should be news. Macro-linked hedge funds are extremely short the U.S. dollar, which historically precedes a dollar rebound. This could hurt Bitcoin if it plays out. Fraud and crime concerns front in century. So violent home crypto heist in San Francisco, 11 million in BTC and Ethereum stolen after an armed suspect disguised himself as a delivery driver. In Iowa, authorities publicly tailed nearly 500,000 lost across 18 crypto scam cases in 2024 as part of a large trend of state-level action at the crypto ATMs and fraud. Okay. Maybe they were skimming. All right, we don't need to read the summary. Just wanted to cover whatever the big things were there. And we are rolling into 10 o'clock. So we have been streaming for an hour and a half, and we've covered a lot of things. We've covered what's trending, top gainers, top losers. Is there any and of course, our topic of the day compared with, or also the news. I don't know why I'm jumbling up my speech here. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Throw in any projects you want me to go over. Hey, Underground, did you see the app thing I put in the Discord? I'm not sure if you're aware of it. It's an app where you earn rewards if you walk. I think it's a neat protocol called LootGo. No, I didn't see that. That's very interesting. We can take a look at that. BTC will go up eventually. Just keep loading up. Why not? The big boys still are. Yeah, there's a hot take. We need the like button for the next one. Please handle with love. Exactly. All right, and so where was I headed? I was going to go look at this. What did LootGo? I think she called it LootGo. Let's see if they have it over here. I know there was Moonwalk. Oh, it's on Monad. Got to get a little better about using CoinGecko Terminal. Just knowing where everything is. So this thing has a 3.9 thousand market cap, which is tiny, absolutely tiny. So beware. Never a call to buy anything. The order book has like nothing going on today. How long has this thing even been out? Oh, this thing just came out apparently. I wonder, where do they put the website on this thing? I don't know where the website is with this thing. Considered gaming. I don't know how much you could really earn. There's like no money in the market cap at all, but it's brand new. That doesn't mean it won't grow. I don't really know about it. It's very, very, very small, but we're always digging here on Underground Crypto, so we will try to do our due diligence. I really would love to be able to quickly get to their Twitter, a website. I've figured it out before, and every time I come here, I'm lost for where the website is. I can admit it. It's okay. The more I use it, the more I will know how to use it. It says check Discord. Okay, that would be a smart move, wouldn't it? Oh, here we are. It's a link to Google Store, though. So the link you gave me is to Google Play Store. I mean, I'll click it and see what it gives us here. Unlock real world adventures with LootGo. I don't have a video or anything. Real world treasure hunt. It sounds really cool. I would love to see this thing take off. So step outside and explore hidden treasures around you, LootGo. And a lot of times if you're the first people to really get into something and use it, it can have a lot of upside. I don't know if you earn, I don't know what the treasure is. I would hope that the treasure is at least some of their native tokens, right? And not something silly. I'm not going to install it on my computer because I'm not walking around with my computer, so that would be kind of counterproductive there. And let's go back here. Okay, so no, we're here. And so, yeah, it's really small. I'd love to see this idea take off. Is it the next step in? I don't know. All right, we are up to date on the chat here. Yeah, I'm not finding the website. It's like Pokemon thingy while back, designed location to walk at and find the treasure. Yeah, exactly. I definitely got that from the Play Store description. But I'm not seeing a link to their actual Twitter or anything like that. Let's go to Twitter and see what happens. See if we can find something. We'll type in Loot Go and see what it gives us. I'm sure they have a Twitter presence. I don't know how you would not have a Twitter presence. That would be kind of crazy. Mainnet arc. This definitely looks like it, right? It's got the gold check mark. They got the same characters. I will go ahead and follow them because I think the idea is cool. And if you can get in it and walk and earn something and it becomes worth something later, definitely good to know about. I downloaded something called Moonwalk not too long ago. It is somewhere in the Discord, probably under DeFi. And it's cool, but it's basically like you go in and you like bet some Solana in a pool and then they split it up, I guess, for whoever walks the most and stuff. I haven't done it because I'm not doing that with my Solana. I'd rather just hold it. I'd probably have more money if I just hold my Solana versus gambling it on who walks the most. You have some guy who straps his phone to his, 5-year-old, he's going to win. So the Loot Go Compass whitelist checker is live. Monad momentum multiplies that momentum. So the fact that this thing is built on Monad and they already have an app accessible in the Play Store and stuff really seems very bullish to me. I probably will go download this thing and try it out. It sounds pretty cool and I feel pretty confident about using something off the Play Store. I don't know how many people get, malware from the Play Store, but hopefully they've done some kind of scam against it. Potential airdrop booster for redacted token. Cool Luke says, I have to think long-term target of 80 cents on ICP. Really think that would be the all-time low. Well, I sure hope that ICP doesn't go to 80 cents. I do hold some of that. Thrilled to announce. So this looks cool. I guess we'll follow it. I will download it myself and probably use it on my phone because that's what connects to your, steps. That's what you're going to have on you. No point in pulling it on your computer. I went ahead and followed them. And we'll see where this goes from here. Thanks for putting that on our radar, Melissa. That's why I love this community and love having different people in here because they show us different things. This is Darkstar. We play this quite a bit on the channel. Maddle, I've been having... this game has grown on me. It's becoming more fun, in my opinion, than it was when I initially started playing it. We beat it for the first time the other day, which was pretty cool. I had never beaten it before. It is almost kind of stressful. But if I want to get that airdrop, I'm going to keep playing it. In order to get the airdrop, you have to buy a pass, to actually get points. It was like $5 or so when I bought it. I doubt it's probably gone down. Maybe it was $6. It's probably like around $5 now. So you go ahead and play. You select your level here. Honestly, the regular level is hard enough for me. I'm starting to get the hang of it though. I like this monkey guy. And after, we go through, you got to have some balance in life, right? So we go through what's trending, top gainers, top losers. We do our IQ raising event for the day. We look at things that are going on in the chat. And then from there, a lot of times we play some DeFi games. This one is very relevant to me because it has an airdrop potential. And I love that. Got to get those airdrops if you can. Most of my time in crypto, I've been running different businesses, which are service type businesses, moving company, handyman company. And so I very much had to constantly be out and about at people's houses. And I really couldn't really do much as far as trying to get some airdrops. So I would like to get, it's almost kind of like something you check off in your crypto bucket list. I'd like to get a meaningful airdrop from something. I'd like to have an airdrop where I make at least a couple $100 or something like that, and check that off of my crypto bucket list. If it goes well, I'll probably continue to do it. And if it doesn't go well, I guess I'll keep chasing that crypto bucket list. So over time, I hope that I eventually get to check that off. All right, we're caught up on the chat. Oh, I'm getting trapped. Do have a potion so I can heal myself here. It starts off relatively easy. It gets a lot harder. And even though the game looks simple, the game is decently hard, especially if you're playing it for the first time. You will not find it to be super easy. I believe it was the Prime Minister of Japan who put this on our radar. For some reason, I always get the Prime Minister of Japan and Mr. J confused, because I know they both live in like Hong Kong, and so it really confuses me. Tank Liquid says, how much have you made from airdrops? I'm not really sure. I wish I had a better image in my mind of all the airdrops I've ever gotten. A lot of airdrops that I've gotten, honestly, have been on the base blockchain, and I hold Brett and a few other things over there, and it seemed for a while it was really popular to do like fair launches, and their way of deciding in the fair launch of who they were going to give token drops to, not that they were all that big, was to see who held other popular, big coins, meme coins. And so I've gotten a lot of meme coins over there. The value fluctuates. Honestly, nothing crazy. I'm trying to think if there's been other airdrops that I've gotten in the past. A lot of times I knew I was way too busy, so I didn't participate in a lot of airdrops that I could have possibly participated in. There's a couple other airdrops that are still up in the air that I'm not sure if I'm going to earn anything from or not. We did interact a little bit with Anoma in its testnet, but I don't think they've kicked any airdrops out. I think they're still in testnet. So some of it's yet to be seen, but to answer your question, not trying to dodge it, not very much. $10, maybe $15, $20 at the most, because obviously it does fluctuate. So not a lot. So I'm still trying to check that off of my crypto bucket list, as I said before. And hopefully Matto will deliver. I don't know. Can this game be fun enough that people would care about it? Would people buy this coin? I mean, on instinct, you might say, like, this game does not compare to Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto or some kind of really big game. So you'd be like, why would anybody really care about this game? It's a fair question. I definitely would say that that's a fair question. But also at the same time, people buy meme coins that have no game, right? They don't have anything necessarily to show, and they still get billion-dollar market caps. So it could happen. I like the saying that says, like, every shot you don't take, you miss it. You automatically miss every shot you don't take. And so in crypto, especially with airdrops, you're just taking shots in the dark a lot of the time. With airdrops, there's interaction with the main net, usually a test net, because they're trying to get people active on the test net so that they can test the test net before they go into a main net, right? And that's usually where the airdrops live. But at the same time, they don't really tell you exactly what you have to interact with, what exactly you have to do. And so you're always kind of shooting in the dark. Every once in a while, an airdrop will be clearly defined as to what you have to do, but a lot of times it's not. So you're always kind of shooting in the dark with how much you're going to get versus how much time you put in. And those who get a lot of money for an airdrop on something, they rather spent a lot of time, or they probably spent a lot of time on different test nets and chains interacting, and didn't get anything for it. So it's kind of like playing the lottery. Everybody who sees won something big in the lottery, they probably lost a lot at the lottery as well, because you are kind of playing a lottery. Just the barrier to entry a lot of times is you can interact for free. So when you can interact for free, it makes it a little bit easier, because you might lose time, but you're not losing money. But a lot of people would argue your time is far more precious and valuable than money. So are you losing more or less by giving time instead of giving money? At least if you buy something and you hope it goes up, you only lost money. And a lot of people would say, well, money is everything. I'd rather lose time than money. A lot of those people are not high earners. If you are a high earner and you make quite a bit of money with your time, you would not think that your time was less valuable than your money. I hear different types of arguments around that. Just throwing it out there. Got to talk about something while I play this crypto game. It is hard for me to look at the chat while I'm playing this game. Sometimes when I get to upgrade, I can kind of take a moment to look at the chat. Man, I am out of health potions, and this guy is all over me. Aw, man. Well, this might be it for me right here, unless, boom, oh, got me a potion. All right, back to full health. Now everybody's shooting at me. That's not good. I really needed that box, but I can't get to it. It's like all a game of angles. Every time he shoots at you, you got to try to run like the opposite way that he came at you. Try not to run into anybody. Getting a little bit better at the bosses. Before, the bosses would really mess me up. Oh, I did get out of the way just in time there. Hopefully when I kill this boss, I will get that little magnetic thing. And that magnetic thing will allow me to soak up all of the gems that I haven't been able to get. Oh, man. And that was all she wrote. This looks like a roguelike game on stream for $15. On Steam for $15. Yeah, there's different characters you can play as. For sure. And we will hit retry. The octopus guy is tough. Yeah, he is a pain. Get it underground. Well, a stream will catch up and you will see that I did die. Let's try out a different character. Well, actually, let's move on. Let's play something else. Blues guy, are you in? Do you want to play some Panzer Dogs and show them how it's done here? I will open a supply drop, I guess. Or not a supply drop. I will open a chest pack, they call it, while I wait to see if you want to play. Can always look forward to some gaming at the end of the stream. That definitely happens most of the time, and Friday is all about gaming. I would imagine that ICP VCs will sell before they make a loss on their investment. Sometime after they sell, I will load up. Hey, it's a good idea. I probably should do stuff like that too. I have found out that a lot of times when I do too much big brain stuff and try to sell and get in and out of this, I usually mess myself up. Mess my portfolio out. I sell and then miss my opportunity to get in, and then the next thing you know, you're FOMOing and running. So for better or for worse, a lot of times I'm just going to sit tight on my position and play more of the 4-year cycle. Hopefully we have a good December. That'll be a big telltale sign, although I am kind of thinking that because of quantitative tightening, we may be running into an elongated cycle. Maybe the cycles are over. I really don't know. It says wait 2 minutes. I am waiting for you. I will hop over to Gala Games real quick while I'm waiting. And we got the farm. It's like an idle game. It takes a while because it's an idle game. But we are mass producing sugar for the neighbors. 23,000 for 10 bags of sugar. They must be selling it by the ton or something. We're growing sugar cane and making it into sugar. And really, I'm just trying to figure out how to get power. I need power. I keep building all these windmills, but they tell me I need like 5 windmills before I get any power. Just slowly figuring the game out. They do have a play to earn function where they have like tournaments, and it'll be a very specialized game, and then you play that, and then how well you do, you could earn something. So, but I don't really know. I've never really played that. It seems like it would take a lot of time. Hopefully the game goes a lot faster in those, you know, tournaments, because this thing is more like an idle game and takes forever. But maybe not. Still waiting on Blue Sky. Kind of pop back and forth. How much money do I need to get my next thing? 2.5 mil. 2.5 mil. So I need like 5 million or more. More than, yeah, I need about 5 million before I can actually get to where I'm trying to get to. And I don't even know if that's going to do what I want it to do. So I'm just kind of just playing this game casually in the background. It's a good game if you're busy. I'm busy a lot of the time. I don't have time to sit down and just play a game for a long period of time, a lot of the time. So an idle game can be a little bit more manageable. Finish off that coffee. And I really need to hit some water. I haven't hit water at all. Try not to chug a bunch of drinks here. But for those who are new, I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I hope you keep coming back to raise that crypto IQ, because that's what we do. I do want to say this Saturday, there won't be a stream. I'm going to see my buddy play in his band, my brother. And so I won't be streaming on Saturday. He says, okay, ready. Let's go. So this is one of the funnest DeFi games that I've found so far, for sure. Definitely one of the funnest games. It looks really simple, but there's some elements to it that make it a little bit more difficult. These are 3-on-3 matches. You have tanks and you just kind of shoot at each other and try to kill each other. Nice live music. Enjoy. That's cool, man. Thanks. Yeah. Definitely. My buddy is in a couple of different bands, so it's one of the bands that I haven't seen him play with as much. I've seen him play a couple of times, but or maybe only once with this band. So his main band is called Domino Pink. You can pretty much find them everywhere. They're psych rock. So if you like rock or psych rock or any of that, you might enjoy it. And then his other band is called the San Francisco Renaissance. And so a very older vibe of psych rock. Probably not the best explanation, but you could check them out. They are definitely available on most music platforms like Spotify and stuff like that. Bang, he got him with the rocket. Blues guy trying to lend some aid here. Just missing all over the place. All right, I got him. Put him down. 6-1 right now. So it's whoever hits 10 first, or also whoever has the most when they run out of time. Bang, got him. Kind of got to like shoot ahead of them, right, for where they're going to be at. Bang, got him. Bang, got him. All right, we're at 9. Next kill wins. We got 13 seconds to get another kill. Somebody about to steal my kill. Yep. All right, but a win's a win, right? Said riding the wave. I'll play with you guys as soon as I close this one. All right. Yeah, let us know when you're ready, Camsta. Thanks for going live. It's been a blast at Underground Crypto. Thanks, man. Oh, did he remove his chat? Did somebody delete Cool Hand Luke? No, they didn't. Not sure what happened. Okay, there he is. He posted it again. Yeah, man, thanks for being here. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep doing what we do. You know, maybe you come here for the crypto IQ. Maybe you come here for the community. So maybe you come here for keeping a pulse on what is trending in the market. All of those things are great. Cool Hand Luke, are you in the Discord? I feel like you are. I can't remember. It's hard for me to keep track. We do have over 40 people in the Discord, which this is a new channel. And Discord is hard to grow. Finding people who want to constantly be involved like that is not for everybody, I guess. Some people are just too busy. But I'm glad that we're reaching that mark. It will be a milestone when we get to 100 people in the Discord. That'll be a big deal. But there's always somebody saying something. It got a little quiet as, you know, the market was down. Totally understandable, really. But most of the time so far, it's been pretty lively in the chat. I didn't see Bankroll tonight, that one guy. That one guy, El Cheeto. Nobody owes me anything. Nobody needs to be here. It's not like I keep track for that reason. But I definitely miss people when they're not here. That one guy is always very interactive and has a lot to say. El Cheeto is always super supportive and has a lot to say. So I miss my people when they're not here. I'm a people person, so you know, I enjoy people and their different perspectives and all the different things they have to say and how they feel about stuff. What just happened? Oh, did I kick myself off? I don't even know how I did that. Sorry, Blues guy. We're gonna have to reconnect. I think my internet lapsed or something like that. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys. I don't know what happened. I got like kind of kicked off of Panzer Dogs there. And then on top of being kicked off of Panzer Dog, on my phone it said the stream ended. Well, it didn't say it ended. It said something went wrong. So I'm glad to see everybody still here. I don't know what the technical glitch was there. The green on my soul pump is pumping higher than the borders of my screen. To the moon. Are you still 100x leveraging? Sorry, Blues guy. I don't know what happened. I think I messed it up. Looks like he's still playing. Live still stable. Hey, thank you, Mr. J, for saying that. It's always nice when somebody kind of reconfirms for me. Or confirms. I don't know why I said reconfirms. But yeah, I was able to hop right back in. I don't know what happened. I'm assuming it's the internet. As soon as Blues guy gets out of the match, says he's busy. $10 to start the night. Hey, way to go, Camsta. Get those wins. First trades lost 4. Yeah, it sucks. You'll make 2, and then lose 10. It can be hard. Now I'm fighting my way back. Exactly. You know how it goes. 100x leverage trading can be pretty treacherous. Man, the neck be killing me. So waiting for Blues guy to ready up. There it is. Let's go. Again, I have no idea what happened. I think I clicked something with my finger, or it might have been the internet since the stream went down on my phone. But it didn't go down on my computer over here, so. All right, we got the flamethrower in the middle. I'll be going for that. Come on in. The water is warm. Got one. First blood. Let's get some more. Why am I not hitting that person? Are we just lagging? I need to get to some health here. Dang, got some health. I thought the health was over here, but I guess it's not. They're tagging me here. Oh, we're tied for the first time. Are we going to actually lose here? I don't know. Man, I cannot hit anybody. I wonder if I'm lagging. Dang. It's like he knows where I'm about to hit. All right. I got 2 kills, so that's changed it up. We're not tied no more. Blues guy, get you some health, man. Get you some health. I'm going to help them win. Let's see if I can help you out here. Ooh, blues guy at 3. Get you some health, brother. Get you some health. Ooh, you're probably about to get hit. All right. Somehow we've been teamwork in here. You've been surviving. And that's a wrap. 6-3. That was a harder one. Camsta says he is ready to play. I don't know why I'm doing that. All right, we will add Camsta. Nice to have a full team. 3 kills, 2 assists. I think we were pretty much tied there. Home. Let's invite Camsta. You might be lagging a little bit. It says TM hustling. All right, we got a full team. It feels like the blockchain gaming is like a small reward for showing up, putting in the effort, raising that crypto IQ. Then we got to have a little bit of fun. It seems like it flows well with the stream. It seems like most of our regulars are pretty into it. So if that's the case, then we'll keep doing it. Damn. Sniping them there. Oh, man. It's going to get me with that little electrical thing. Yeah, I'm definitely lagging. It's hard when you're lagging because you got to shoot ahead of them for where they are. So when you're lagging, you are not shooting ahead of them. Nice. 4-0 though. Another one bites dust. 7-0. We are crushing them here. Get that full health, and we are ready to go. Still haven't been taking many losses. Ooh, hit him all 3 of those. Taking him back, taking him back. We got the pulse. 11 kills. Nice. Cool Hand Luke says, are you in an OP tank? I don't think so. I just changed the color of my tank. I do have In this game, everything that you open is an NFT, right? So the model for this game is called play to earn, or at least that's what Prime Minister of Japan told me. And so if I go to my garage and I go to edit, all of these different things that I have are NFTs. And so I do have a rare, bottom and a rare middle part that looks like a shark. And I changed the color so it looks pretty cool. But I wouldn't call it OP, right? I wouldn't say it's OP. It's not like I have like some kind of legendary something. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, the skin's pretty cool. You just change the color on your tank. This game's a lot of fun. And so it's play to own. So the NFTs, I mean, this thing is in beta, so they're still building. I hope they keep going. And those NFTs that I don't need, right, because I get better ones, and maybe I can sell the ones that I've already gotten in the chests to like brand new players or something like that. That would be pretty cool. First Blood. And that's kind of a different model here than your traditional play to earn model. Sorry, trying to talk and focus at the same time. I can do it. I can do it. Bang, got another one. Bang, got another one. All right, I think Fartknocker got that one. We're teaming up here, though. We're doing good. Got another one. Dude, we are running. It's not even a minute in. And we're already at 8 kills. It's 8-2. Oh, wow. Shot the rock with like all of my shots. Ooh, gotta back up. One more kill to victory. And maybe I'm lagging because I am not getting a lot of shots off. There we go. Game over. We got a shill. Let's see. This reminds me when I used to play Call of Duty with the whole squad. Those were the good old days. Yeah, exactly. Team hustling. When will the AIX 2049 token pre-sale start? I don't know what, why you guys keep saying that. It's probably a bot and probably talking to nobody, but you guys are absolutely wasting your time with that. You guys are murking. Yeah, we crushed that one. What did I get? 6? I got 6 kills. That was pretty dope. I have to look at like the lag on the stream because I never pay attention when it pops up on my computer. I don't know why. After this round, if Blues Guy and Melissa are willing, I know Melissa's free, but it's up to Blues Guy. If you guys want to do like 30 minutes of some slots, I would be down to do that. If not, we'll hold off till Friday, or maybe you'll have 30 minutes on Friday. You know, we don't have to play for like 4 hours every time. With a decent amount of capital there. Ooh, first blood, like that. Let them shots charge up. What do they have on this side? Oh, they got a rocket? I like that. Let's get that rocket out there. Totally missed with the rocket, so there's that. Bang, got another one. Hit this health real quick. 5-0, 5-0. I don't know how I'm missing this guy, but I'm missing him terribly. All right, 7-0. Can we run a perfect game? I don't know. There we go, 9-0. One more kill and we run a perfect game. Oof, I missed him. Somebody else get him. There we go, perfect game, 10-0. Got to drop off now. Have a good night, guys. Melissa, are you still there? Is TM hustling? It's a bot. Yeah, I'm sure it is a bot. Yep. I'm gonna, I guess, wait a minute for an answer here. Could do one more round while we wait. Someone will drop $100 on the game and ruin your streak, right? Exactly. All right, he already disconnected, so maybe we won't play another game. Yep, 30-minute casino. Okay. Where's Melissa? Okay, there's Melissa. She's here. Melissa, we're gonna head to the Discord and play some slots for like 30 minutes. It don't have to be a long time. Just have a little bit of fun, and we can chat a little better over there. And so I'm gonna open these chests, and then I'm gonna hop off. Thanks everybody for being here. We will be back tomorrow night with another Crypto IQ raising stream, right? And it froze. All right. So we'll save the next chest for tomorrow. So as always, stay underground, stay crypto. Looks like no on the market bottom is still 67%. And Crypto Ron out.